Okay, guys, and happy Wednesday, hump day they call it, although it feels like the start of a week. So we're back in our studio today, which we're really, really excited about. And one thing that people have been talking about lately is, shall I start in December? I want to get fit. Shall I leave it now? It's only a couple of weeks till Christmas. I think I'll just start in the new year. And we hear that all the time, and we don't blame you for that. A lot of people get into that mindset. So one thing we hear commonly, and something someone said to me this week is, what's the best way to get going for a beginner in the new year? So there's a couple of points I want to discuss with you, something that we do with our members. And I'm actually going to give you guys a live tour of our studio, probably this afternoon, if not tomorrow, and show you how we do things here. It's not to everyone's taste, but we're going to show you how we operate. I've got a couple of different things I want to show you in that. So that's going to be either this afternoon, most likely tomorrow now. So I'll go through that with you. But one thing we do with everyone when they first join is something like an onboarding process, basically, where we help them with nutrition, we get them started, and we step by step guide them. And one way we do that is something called the Core 4 checklist, which is a checklist we ask them to print off. They don't have to, but it's just a way of them tracking a few things. There's 4 things that we get them to track. So the first one is their hydration, so the amount of water that they should be drinking a day, and we recommend that everyone aims for 2.5 litres. So this is something you can do from January. It's not too strenuous, it's not asking too much, but try and track these 4 things. So the first one is water and making sure that you're hydrated. So many benefits to that. So the first one is tracking how much water you are drinking. Get yourself a litre bottle of water and try and get through 2.5 litres a day. So that's the first thing to track. The second thing on the Core 4 checklist that we get people to look at is their goodness in versus the bad stuff. So they should be aiming for around 70% of what they're bringing into their bodies on a daily basis is good stuff, vitamins, vegetables, fruit, and things like that, along with the water. So 70% of their diet, we want it to be good, as well as 30% bad. We're not looking for perfection here, we're looking for progress. So we get people to track that. We're not going to tell you to cut loads of things out and stop eating sugar and stop eating crisps and don't drink alcohol for 6 weeks and don't do this, because we all know from previous chats and from previous things you guys might have tried before that just doesn't work long term. It will only ever work short term, and we are all about the end game and the long term success here. So the second thing we want to look at is their nutrition. So the way we do that is we get them to fill in a food diary, and then we pass that on to Shelley, who's our nutrition girl, and she will correct that with them and give them feedback and go through their nutrition at any level they like, either really basic, or we can go into more detail, things like tracking their calories, tracking macros, and all those fancy things that some people actually quite like. So that's the second thing. It's 70% good, 30% bad, and that is 7 days a week. A lot of people, like myself, will be good for 4 or 5 days a week and then absolutely binge at the weekends, which sometimes isn't good enough if you're trying to get a result. If you're happy with where you are, which not many people are, then it's an okay way to maintain where you're at, and it's a good way to live your life, in my opinion. 4 or 5 days of being fairly strict and then a weekend to really let your hair down. Doesn't work for everyone, but that's the whole 5 and 2. But 70% good, 30% bad, over spread across a 7-day week, it certainly will help. So that's the second thing that they're going to track. The third thing of the Core 4 checklist is their movement. And this is what I wanted to talk to you guys about. The best thing for you to potentially start from January is to just get moving more. A lot of people are sort of sat at desks, working from home, working in the office, not working, but just sat down, not moving enough. So track your steps. 10,000 steps a day should be a target for absolutely everybody, no matter who you are. If you've got a dog, then you should be doing that without a doubt. If you haven't, then you need to find an excuse to start moving more and track your steps. Put your phone in your pocket and walk, or get a tracker you can wear on your wrist. So steps is a really good one. If you want to up that slightly, one thing that I always try and encourage is a bit of light jogging. We're not running marathons here. We're not Mo Farah. We're just trying to get you moving more, and jogging always helps you break a sweat where you feel like you're getting more out of a workout. So start small with the jogs, run to a lamppost and back, run to the lamppost and then walk to a bench. Then from that bench, jog to the next lamppost, and set yourself little mini targets. That's how a lot of big runners, people that bang out 10 miles, 15, 20-mile runs, they started that way. So you aim for something in the distance, not too far, that you can see. Small goals always work best than massive, big, unreachable goals. So work towards those little goals and eventually skip a lamppost or skip a bench and go to the next one. So if you're thinking of taking up jogging, then that's certainly going to help in the new year, setting yourself some mini goals like that, and that will count as your movement. So the goal is to move more, aim for 3 lots of exercise a week. So far we've gone through hydration, which is number one. 2.5 litres of water should be a target. Number two is your 70-30, goodness in versus bad stuff in. So 7% of your diet over a day, over a 7-day week should be good. And then 30% you can allow for those treats, little drink at the weekends, whatever it is, a little takeaway, Domino's pizza like I did last night. Who cares? You've got to live your life at the same time, guys. If it's too strict, you won't enjoy it. You won't stick to it. It won't be sustainable. So there's your two things. The third thing is movement, 3 workouts a week or 3 lots of exercise a week that gets your heart rate up. One of my favorites, jogging. Go out jogging and build up your distance slowly. Great for weight loss, great for fitness, and massively, massively beneficial to mental health. We live in such a stunning environment and not enough people utilize it enough. So walking more, 10,000 steps a day, and certainly trying to jog more. And the fourth thing is sleep. It's amazing what an impact having more sleep can do for you. If you've got toddlers like we have and a puppy, chances are you're not going to get a full 7 or 8 hours sleep, but we should all be aiming for or striving towards 7 hours of unbroken sleep. So again, you can track these things with watches you can wear, Fitbits and things like that. So tracking your sleep's a good one. So all you do is you print off a bit of paper, 4 columns, hydration. Second one is, remind me, hydration. Goodness in, 70-30. Movement is number 3, and then number 4 was the one we've just said about there. Sleep, 7 hours. So try and tick off the ones you achieve, and then over the course of a week you will have a score, and something like that works really, really well. So that's the core 4 checklist, and that's something that you can do in January to get you started. So that was the first thing. And someone else, the same person in fact, asked, what sort of things should I avoid? What traps should I avoid? And what shouldn't I do? And what's going to get me the best result? And the thing, and I've mentioned here, you can see from my notes, the thing that I think that people should be watching out for, that's not saying ignore them altogether, because it works for a lot of people out there. But there's a reason why 85% of most gym memberships are made up of dormant memberships, people that don't use it, people that go to low budget 12, 15, 20 pound a month gyms, pay for it month in, month out, and they get stuck on contracts. And this is why you'll see a lot of gyms, and I say this every year around this time of year, if you're thinking of joining a gym in the new year, make sure it's a gym where you're not tied in for a contract, a long-term contract. Anything more than 3 months, I would be avoiding like the plague. And there's a reason for that. Chances are in the new year, you're going to be buzzing, you're going to be enthusiastic, you're going to be feeling sluggish and rubbish from Christmas and overindulging. And you're going to be desperate to get fit and lose weight and tone up and do all those things that you've been speaking about doing for the last 3-4 months. So you go to a gym, you have a great chat with someone, they show you around, and then they say, right, we can offer you a monthly membership, or we can get you in, for 12 months for the price of 6 or price of 10, and you'll save yourself £200-300 or something like that. Sounds fantastic, sounds great, until the excitement and the buzz wears off after about 3-4 weeks, and then you're still paying it. So you've got to avoid that. You've got to try and get around that wherever you can. I'm not saying don't join big gyms, but you'll find that with big gyms you are on your own a lot of the time. It works well for 2 reasons. A big gym will only work for 3 types of people. One, those who are already very self-motivated and know what they're doing. So that kind of categorizes you if you're a personal trainer or a fitness instructor of some kind. So that's one demographic of people who can get on with a gym. 2, if you've got someone that you go with, or you've made a friend and you're going with a gym buddy, then that can work really, really well for you. So if you've got someone that you think will do it with you, brilliant, do it, but don't sign up to a contract, because even together you could still get tied in and screwed in there. And number 3, group exercise classes. Okay, there's a lot of people that use gyms that actually just go to the group exercise classes because you're getting that motivation and support from an instructor, which is kind of what we offer here. Group exercise, small group, one-to-one, that sort of thing. It's all very much instructor led and supported for you. But in a gym, most likely you're going to go and you're going to have an induction. You're going to be shown how to use 4 or 5 bits of equipment, and a lot of you would have fallen for this or done this before. You'll join a gym, you'll do the same 4 or 5 things that instructor showed you during your consultation or your induction, and you'll do that every single time you go to the gym for probably 3 weeks in a row until you're absolutely sick of it. So to stay motivated, you need enjoyment, you need excitement, and you need variety. It's probably the most important thing. It needs to be varied, and that's why group exercise classes at a gym can work, because most likely you're going to be doing different things every time you go. But if you're just going to a gym and you're doing the same 5 or 6 exercise machines, most likely, the cardio, the cross trainer for half an hour, sit on a bike and read a magazine for 45 minutes. Oh my God, you'll be bored stiff after 2 days and you won't go. But the problem is, you're most likely going to be tied into a contract and you're going to be paying for it for the rest of the year. But you won't mind because you'll think, well, actually, I'll probably want to join after the summer. The kids go back to school. I'll join in September, so I won't cancel my membership. And then September will come. Okay, well, the kids have just gone back. Let's let them settle a little bit. They got their GCSEs. We'll join in October, and then you don't, and you've just paid a whole year and barely used it. So main thing to avoid there is contracts. I'm not telling you to avoid big gyms. It does work for a small percentage of people, but it's not for everyone. And most people, especially those that follow me on here, are people who either train with us already or are thinking about potentially getting some support and getting some help. And if that is the case, then you do need to look more down the small gym, semi-private group training route, wherever that's going to be with us or not. That's the route you should be going for if you need help. If you don't need help, join a big gym, save yourself some money, but you need to have that motivation or a friend or join exercise classes to keep you motivated. And a lot of you have made that mistake and done that in the past and gone in and out and yo-yoed throughout a year, and just avoid it. If it didn't work for you then, it's not going to work for you now. Find something that will, and avoid the big contracts. So that was the questions that came in this week. I hope that's been helpful. I know it's a bit longer than my usual video, and some of you will find this very helpful. If you have, comment, and please leave some feedback. I'll share this now, and I will be doing another video next week. And like I said, I'll do a little virtual tour, show you around our gym and how it all works with us and the support that we give our clients, and we'll go from there. So if I don't hear from you personally, have a fantastic Christmas, and I'll be in touch very soon. Cheers, guys. Now I've got the awkward